I guess going through what outtasking is and sort of the resources, most people sort of are aware of what a lot of those resources are. But the biggest issue people face is actually writing the job spec and getting quality people and picking quality people. So I want to spend a little bit of time talking about how to actually do that, how the process I've gone through, refined. That seems to be working very, very well for me now. It's basically a 5-step process. And I literally actually touch on each of these things with headings in the job spec. Most people actually, when they write a job spec, just go on there and say, hey, I need some articles written about motor mechanics. They're going to be about 500 words long. Please bid. Very, very bland, very sort of open-ended, not very specific. And you'll get every man and their dog bidding on the project, which means more time for you to actually go through and pick the successful worker. Makes it harder for you to select who's who because it's very broad. So let's go through these and we'll talk about it. First thing is set an objective. Set some context for the person. Actually write, objective of this task is, I want a website that's going to actually entice people to opt into my email list. I want some articles that's going to entice people to click further. I want some articles for pure SEO reason. No one's going to read them, they're just to get backlinks. I want a graphic designer to actually design a business card that I can give out at networking events. Actually give some context to it, because that way people actually get an understanding of what you're trying to achieve, not just what you want them to do. That's a big difference. And a bit of a thing to think about is that you want to give people an idea of what you're trying to achieve so they can offer value. Out-tasking, you're wanting to out-task to freelancers with experience. People who have skill sets in this and experience. So if you can give them some context and you pick the right person, they will value add. They will give you some suggestions because they know what your outcome is, not just a business card that will do this. So that way you're going to get some value out of these freelancers who actually have experience, which is what it's all about. The job description. Pretty self-explanatory, I think, what a job description is. It's actually describing what you actually want the person to do. I want 7 500-word articles that will do about this particular thing. I want a website that does this, and this. It has this page, that page, whatever it might be. And again, we'll go into depth in some of this stuff in a second. The websites or business this applies to. So if you're having someone to design some articles that's going to link back to your website, tell them what website it's going to be relating to. Give them some context again. Let them go back and actually look at the website you're talking about. If you're getting some business cards done, here's my website, here's other collateral I have. Give them some reference points as well. Then the biggest thing is actually give them some examples and references. This is something that a lot of people just don't do, and it blows my mind, is actually give examples of similar stuff that you like. Don't just say, I want a business card design, or I want a website design that has a nice pretty banner at the top, 2-column navigation, a drop-down menu. Actually spend some time and give the person some context again. I know I keep saying this word context, to what you're thinking. And the examples and references can take many, many forms, and I'll show you a few. Whether it might be some video recordings, which we'll touch on in a later session today, of actually grabbing some screen capture software and actually going around the web for 5 minutes. Open up 10 tabs in your Firefox browser or your Chrome or whatever it might be, and actually go, I like this website and this element here. I like this website and this element here. Actually give them some visual guides of what you like. It makes a huge difference to actually the result you get back, because the better brief you give means a better result. And again, so many people at the end of out-tasking, I hear so often, oh, they gave me a shit job. It was terrible. Didn't get value for money. They missed the brief completely. They didn't give me what I wanted. And when I actually sit down and talk to them, 9 times out of 10, their brief was crap. Their brief wasn't detailed enough. They sort of turn, I wanted this contact button to look like this. Well, did you actually tell them that? Did you show them some examples? Oh, no, he should have known that. He's a freelancer. He should know what design looks like. Well, design can be anything, really. There's a huge range of what design could be. So you want to be as specific as possible. And then the SS method. This is something that is a good little trick to know.